Good afternoon, this is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak. In our video feature race of the week this week, we continue on the Kentucky Derby Trail, and now we're up to the bigger points races, and the race that we're going to do this week is the Louisiana Derby from the fairgrounds. A mile 1 1/8 races start now, and this is 100 points for the winner, 40 for second, 20 for third, and 10 for fourth. Now last week we had the Grade 2 Rebel as our play of the day, and we were able to get that one done nicely. We got the exact at Cupid and Whitmore, paid $45.80 for $2. We said play it for $3. So we made a little profit on the Rebel, and let's try to keep that momentum up going right into the fairgrounds. An 11-horse field, let's jump right in there. A GunRunner on the inside. He won the Risen Star coming off a layoff. That was a nice effort. You look at his speed figure pattern, he's definitely getting better. I like his pedigree as well. Candy Ride, a Giant's Causeway on the bottom for trainer Steve Asmussen. Florent Giroux rode this one well last time. He's going to save all the ground stalking the pace. Now the one concern I have, if you look at his late pace numbers, according to Briss, they've gone down each race. In his first start, he had his best number, and then each time they've gone down. He tracked a fast pace last time, but he didn't finish fast. He just finished better than the others, and he was able to hold on by a half. We'll have to see if he moves forward second off the shelf and if he can go the mile 1 1/8. He is a contender. He'll sit a good trip. Greenpointcrusader, number 2. This one, he's been on my Kentucky Derby top 10 list since I started my list last September. He's currently sitting at number 3. And he had a good 2-year-old season. Ran his first 3 races. He ran well. 5.5 furlongs, missed by a neck in his debut. Then they stretched him out to 7 furlongs to break his maiden at Saratoga. He won the Grade 1 Champagne on a wet track. And then in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, he had a wide trip. He ended up having an eye ulcer that day. Some dirt was kicked in his eye, and he finished 7th by 4. It wasn't a horrible effort behind the 2-year-old champion Nyquist. Then he came off of a layoff. His first start this year, he ran into Mohaymen. Now, typically Greenpointcrusader likes to run from off the pace. But in the Holy Bull, there was no pace, and he was up on the pace throughout. And he ran a good race, finishing a clear second behind Mohaymen. So now he hasn't run since then. He's had some nice, steady, slow workouts for this. And he's fresh, and hopefully he relaxes nicely and finishes up well. And he already has 14 Kentucky Derby points. He's going to need more. A third-place finish probably will get him in 20 points, which will move him to 34. But I'm sure they would like to finish better than that. Since he's so fresh and they've had a lot of time between races, they should be all out in this race, trying to get as much out of it as they can. And for GunRunner, he has 51 Derby points. He's already safe, and he's basically in the Derby. Battery is number 3, a 10-to-1 morning line for Todd Pletcher. This one comes off a nice optional claiming win at Gulfstream, but he only faced 4 rivals. It was a slow pace, so it was slow early, fast late. He won nicely, but now he's going to face a full field, better horses, better pace horses as well, and we'll see how long he can hang in there. He may get bet down a bit just based on the connections of Castellano and Pletcher. Conquest Windy City, number 4 for trainer Mark Casse. A nice pedigree. Tis Now, AP Indy on the bottom. Comes off back-to-back wins. Broke his maiden on a wet track at Keeneland last October. Came off a layoff and won an optional claiming race or an allowance race. Non-winners 2 lifetime at Oaklawn last time at 1 mile. Didn't earn a strong speed figure. He's going to really have to kick his game up speed figure-wise. He's a promising sort for the long run, but I think this is a tough spot. Candy My Boy could be the pace setter in here. He set the pace in the Risen Star, and he ended up finishing 4th. He set a fast pace from post 11. They had to really go early, and they did, and he hung in there okay. But now he's got to go a mile 1 1/8. There doesn't seem to be as much pace, and maybe if he can slow it down a little bit better in the early going, he'll hang in there a bit longer. 15-to-1. Maybe he's worth a long shot play that he'll go wire to wire. Mo Tom, he's number 6, and he's your morning line favorite. He's always in the money. 6 starts, 3 wins, and 3/3. He's got 22 Kentucky Derby points, and I would expect that if he just runs his race, he should finish in the top 3 again. He was 3rd in the Risen Star. He may have won that race with a cleaner trip, but these late runners, they're going to catch traffic, and things are going to happen, and that could happen again. They're probably going to overbet him based on that troubled trip last time. And the full field, the field will probably be tightly bunched, and he could find traffic again. That happens a lot with these off-the-pace runners. Tom's Ready, number 7, 15-to-1 morning line. He disappointed in the Risen Star, but he was 2nd in the Lecomte Stakes prior to that. He's one that has some ability for Dallas Stewart. He's capable of stalking the pace and at least hitting the board. He has a couple second-place finishes at Fairgrounds. One you can throw in your exotics. Uncle Walter, number 8, could be a live long shot. 20-to-1 morning line. They're adding blinkers. His first 3 lifetime starts he ran well. Broke his maiden first time out at Keeneland at 7 furlongs. 7.5 furlongs at Churchill second time out. Missed by a neck. They ran him in the Lecomte Stakes. He was a little higher than 5-2. He's had a good stalking trip. He got to within a length of the lead, and then he ended up weakening a bit late, finishing 3rd, beaten 3 lengths. Draw a line through the Risen Star. He was out in post 10. He was 5 wide all the way around. He ended up finishing 11th by 41. They basically eased him. He had really no shot with that wide trip. He just never fired. But I like the fact that they're adding blinkers. And then the second thing is he had a bullet work last time at Gulfstream, 5 furlongs in a minute and change, best of 33. If you look at all of his workouts, he doesn't have any bullet works except last time. So maybe the blinkers could wake this one up. And if he sets a better trip, maybe behind your pace setter, maybe Candy My Boy goes, maybe Uncle Walter just sits there in second, inherits the lead, and maybe he'll have the lead turning for him, and we'll get a little bit of a run for a long shot. Dazzling Gem, number 9. This one for trainer Brad Cox. Very promising, 2 for 2 lifetime. He beat a next out winner in his debut. In his second career start, the 3rd place finisher came back and won. He's giving up a lot of experience, but he'll set a good stalking trip. He could be a little bit interesting for at least the exotics. Zapparini, number 10, 20-1. This one finished 5th in the Risen Star. That was his first stakes try. So now 3rd start off a layoff. He has that stakes experience. He'll probably try to come on running in the late going. Forever Mo rounds out the field. Good effort from post 4 last time. He was inside all the way, though, and he ended up finishing 2nd in the Risen Star, and that was a surprising 2nd at 40-1. But now he's got the outside post, so he's going to go from an inside trip probably to an outside trip, and he's going to be lower than 40-1 this time. Maybe he's worth trying to beat at odds. He should be higher odds than he probably will be. Now, this is how we're going to make our $40 wagers this week. We're going to make a small win wager on Uncle Walter, number 8. Just a $3 win wager on Uncle Walter. I think it's a decent chance there that he can hit the board, and we're going to play our trifectas that way. We're going to play our first 50-cent trifecta. They have 50-cent trifectas at the fairgrounds. We're going to play our first 50-cent trifecta, and we're going to put GunRunner, number 1, number 2, Greenpointcrusader, and number 6, Mo Tom. They're the 3 most likely winners. We're going to put those 3 on top. We're going to put Uncle Walter in second, number 8, and then we're going to put all in the 3rd position. That $1 trifecta costs $13.50. Our second 50-cent trifecta, we're going to put the same 3 runners on top. Number 1, GunRunner, number 2, Greenpointcrusader, number 6, Mo Tom. We're going to put all in second. We're going to put number 8, Uncle Walter, in the 3rd spot. Again, it costs $13.50. So now we're up to $30 for our wagers. Our $3 win wager, our 2 $13.50 trifectas. So that leaves us with $10. We're going to play another 50-cent trifecta, and we're going to go in a different direction this time. I'm going to go with Greenpointcrusader on top. He's been on my Derby list. I like him. He's been facing better company. He's a Grade 1 winner. He beat Sunny Ridge in that Grade 1. That one came back to win a graded stake. And then he hooked Nyquist and some other good ones in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And then against Mohaman last time, the top Kentucky Derby contender right now. So probably the top 2 contenders, Nyquist and Mohaman, he ran against in his last 2. He's faced better company. He's fresh. He should set a good trip. And I think he's ready to run a good race here for trainer Dominic Schettino. So we're going to play our last 50-cent trifecta, and we're going to key number 2, Greenpointcrusader, on top of 5 horses. Number 1, GunRunner. Number 6, Mo Tom. Number 7, Tom's Ready. Number 8, Uncle Walter. And number 9, Dazzling Gem. That trifecta will cost $10. So hopefully we can get one of these trifectas home and win a nice wager on this Louisiana Derby. So now that we're up to these big preps, it's going to keep getting exciting. We have the Florida Derby coming up soon, the Spiral Stakes, and then obviously the Bluegrass, and then some other Memorial in a few weeks, Arkansas Derby. So it's really starting to get exciting on that Derby trail now. But let's hit this Louisiana Derby, and then we'll jump into another Derby prep next week. Until then, good luck at the races.